Before the choir gets into the special for today, we're going to do It Is Well With My Soul. And I'm sure everybody is familiar with the song itself. Some of you may even be familiar with the story behind the song. But in delving into the history and the message behind the song, we kind of felt it necessary to share that story with you and let that sort of rest in your hearts as you listen today. The song was written by Horatio Spafford in 1873. Horatio, and if you just think about that time frame, here's a guy who's about 40 years old. It's 1873. He's got a wife, 4 children. They live in Chicago. America itself has just come through a civil war, so that's difficult enough. He's an attorney. He's a real estate investor. 1871, Great Chicago Fire. 17,000 buildings burned down at a cost in today's dollars of about $5.4 billion to rebuild everything. That affected his family. It was a difficult time. He had some things to wrap up, and it was getting close to Christmas time, and he sent the family on to Europe on a cruise. Wife, 4 kids, ages 11, 9, 5, and 2. They are on a cruise ship called the Ville du Havre, and it's going to Paris, where they're going to spend Christmas. Horatio is going to come along later. Middle of the night, 4 days into the trip, the Ville du Havre strikes a Scottish iron-hulled ship. Ship goes down. Wife goes down with the kids, holding on to the 2-year-old. The 2 eldest got separated, and then a wave crashed over and took the wife and the 5 and the 2-year-old. And the last thing that Anna, the wife, remembered was seeing her 2-year-old slip beneath the waves. Horatio knows nothing of this. He is in Chicago. And a day later, he gets a telegram from London, which is where his wife is, with, and again, no text messages, you can't elaborate. This is just a wire. Saved alone, what shall I do? That still hits me just thinking about it. Horatio's response in a letter to a friend of his was, there's one thing in these days that has been made magnificently clear. I must not lose faith. He held on to his faith as he booked passage to London to meet his wife. 4 days into his trip to London, the captain, was a Thursday evening, the captain called him to the foredeck, and by the crew's estimation, they were passing over the spot where the Ville du Havre had gone down. And he went in the evening, and you can just kind of set the scene. He's alone on the foredeck, the sun is setting, it's cold because it's wintertime, and he's just looking at the water knowing that 3 miles down are his 4 children. I don't know what springs to your mind when you think of the fact that a parent should never outlive a child, much less 4. And he wrote instead, when peace like a river attendeth my way, and sorrows like sea billows roll. Whatever my lot, you've taught me to say, it is well with my soul. That's remarkable. It's remarkable. He joined up with his wife. They moved back to America, had 3 more children. Horatio Jr. was born on my birthday. Unfortunately, he only had 2 of them because he passed away. And at that point, they moved the family to Jerusalem, established what they called an American colony, and then served only the people that needed help. That was what their plan was. They still had work to do. It wasn't over when they lost their family. They established a children's center. The oldest surviving daughter, Bertha, and you couldn't make this up if you wanted to. Christmas Eve, 1885, I think it was. I could be wrong. She meets, out on her way to Bethlehem, a Bedouin man, his ailing wife, and their newborn child on the way to Bethlehem, really. She took them in, helped them overnight, and in the morning, the mother had died. The child needed a parent. The Bedouin man couldn't take care of him. Bertha took care of him, named the child Noel, appropriately. And there was her mission. Today, the Spafford's Children's Center helps only children who are desperately in need. It's been around for almost 150 years. So, out of this incredible tragedy came a story of faith and triumph. And it's all because a different child was born in Bethlehem. A child who gives us a gift of peace that we can't understand, gives us love we don't deserve, and allows us to always say, it is well with my soul. Thank you for indulging me.